Turning to the domestic political arena now, all eyes were on the ruling party's interim leader In Myung-jin, who carried out some major reshuffling within the embattled party. On Sunday, he vowed to push forward with another personal shakeup. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party is getting ready for the presidential elections. Park Ji-won has the latest from the National Assembly.
Media attention was focused on a press conference Sunday afternoon by the ruling Saenuri Party's interim leader In Myung-jin, who'd earlier said he would announce details of his personnel shakeup, a key part of his measures to overhaul the splintering party. Speculation had arisen that In could step down, saying his efforts had failed. 8-term lawmaker Suh Chung-won had vehemently opposed the interim leader's attempts to eliminate core members of the so-called pro-President Park faction, including Suh himself. However, the 70-year-old former pastor and former Saenuri Ethics Committee chair said Sunday that despite last week's failure to form a new interim council, he will remain in his post and push ahead with the shakeup. In once again strongly criticized those who refused to quit the party.
When the president of our party is in the middle of an impeachment trial and state affairs are in crisis, how can those who pledged to commit themselves to the success of the Park Geun-hye administration refuse to take even a minimum amount of responsibility? What would the public think of this?
Meanwhile, the main opposition Democratic Party of Korea is kicking off its preparations for the presidential election. Party chair Cho Mi said Sunday that the Liberal Party will institute fair and neutral rules for a primary to choose the party's presidential nominee. The party also said it will complete the candidate registration process before the start of the Lunar New Year holiday, which falls at the end of January.
We will first hear the opinions from our party's presidential candidates in order to make optimal primary rules acceptable to each one of them.
The minor opposition People's Party has chosen 24 reform tasks that it will push forward during the January Extraordinary Assembly session, which starts Monday. The reform tasks cover a range of areas, including the nation's conglomerates, the prosecution, and the press, as well as strengthening the Assembly's investigative authorities. Park Ji-won, Arirang News.